Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Bryan, and I have a decision to make. You're looking at two Microtech Socom Elites. This is the automatic in Tanto. This is the manual in the Tanto. They do come in other blade shapes, partially serrated, all that kind of usual Microtech stuff. They're both awesome knives, both right around 300 bucks. I love them both, but can't keep them both. So I'm just going to decide. Go through my decision process, not battle to the death style. These knives are way too similar to go through all that. It would just be kind of silly. Just go through my decision process here for a few minutes. And at the end, I'm going to decide which one to sell, and I'm putting it on camera. So I'm going to have to stick to it because it's on camera. And before somebody jumps in my DM saying I want to buy whichever one I decide to sell, it's not how I do things here. I always give patrons first shot at stuff. I am putting a knife sale up tonight at the time that this is going to be going up. So that's part of the reason why I'm making this decision this afternoon as well. So if you want to buy whichever one I choose to sell, if you're watching this right when I put it up, yeah, join the Patreon. It's down below. There's a link to my Patreon. Or click the join button and follow all this stuff to get on the Discord. I always give those people first shot at everything. And then if stuff doesn't sell and I have enough to do a video, then I do a video here where I sell them on Instagram or whatever. But yeah, just don't jump in my DMs asking to buy one because it's probably going to be gone. But anyway, let's get more back into the decision. So I have had the manual for quite a while, and it took me 14 months to find the one that I wanted. I did a video about that, which I will link to at the end of this, so you can go back and watch that. Love the Socom Elite manual a whole lot, and this was exactly the configuration that I wanted. In the automatic, I really wanted to try one out because I liked the manual so much, and this again is the configuration that I wanted. Didn't take 14 months to get it, but it took 4 or 5 before it finally came through. That's just the way of Microtechs. But went with the partially coated blade on this one. I do like the partially coated. It is kind of cool. I don't always love coated blades, but I love the way that Microtech does it. So we're kind of getting into some of the comparison stuff here, so I'll skip to that. But yeah, but exact same shape, exact same size, very similar in weight even, and again about 300 bucks both of them. So I just got them both, and once I had them both side by side, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna hold on to these for. I thought it'd be kind of an easy decision, but then I've been carrying this auto for a couple of days, and I really like it a lot more than I thought I would. So all right, how am I gonna decide? Well, first of all, let's look at that weight. I haven't weighed them to see what the weight difference is. I think the auto's a little heavier, but I'll bring out the scale here. Come on. There we go. So on the auto, you have. We're just going to close that because it is being insolent and does not want to balance. 4.83 ounces. And on the manual, the manual's heavier. 5.29. Huh. I just thought the auto felt heavier. 4.83. 5.29. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I did not know that. Just for some reason, the auto feels heavier. I'm not really sure exactly why. That's a data point, I guess. It's half an ounce. It's not really going to matter. It's not going to affect my decision at all, I don't think. And again, ergonomics, they're almost identical. They have this very grippy, kind of almost a grip tape feeling texture here. It feels pretty comfortable. No real issues there. It doesn't tear your pockets up or anything like that. They both just now the auto has it on the other side as well, but you still don't really just makes it grip better. It's not something that's uncomfortable or tears your hands up or anything like that. Like on, for example, the G10 Cold Steel 8015. I feel that all the time. As far as looks go, I have to say the auto looks a little bit better. I got that half-coated blade, and with that you also get the black pivot and all the black screws, and on the auto you just get this pretty attractively styled button instead of just these 3 random screws like you get on the manual. So looks-wise, I have to say. And then even on the other side, you also get the black clip, which I think looks pretty cool, the way they do the logo and stuff on it. And again, a little bit more of the grippy stuff instead of, again, 2 more random screws. So the manual is a bit screw-tastic, and if you get the non-coated blade like I did, you're going to be able to really notice those. So there's that. I do have to say, I think the auto looks a little bit better. Carry-wise, they are identical. They are both tipped down. That's the only way that they come. And for this kind of knife, I think that's completely fine. For a super tactically knife, I think that's all right. I would classify the carry of a Socom Elite as okay. It's not. It is kind of wide here at the top, so you do kind of notice this little top bit. You know, when your hand's sliding past it in the pocket, it's not obnoxious, but you do definitely notice it. But as far as these two carry one way or the other, they're identical. This little grippy stuff doesn't affect it going into your pocket at all. No problems there. I have removed the glass breaker from this one. If you notice, there's no glass breaker. I took it off of my manual. I've had the manual for a lot longer, so just hadn't gotten around to doing that on the auto. And the autos are a bit more of a pain to reassemble. Not a huge amount, but these are super, super, super easy to take apart and reassemble. As far as the actions go, this is a pretty good auto. It kicks pretty good. I will say I do have automatic out the sides that kick harder. Some of them are Microtechs. My LUDT and the Stitch both kick harder than this. I do kind of wish it kicked a little bit harder, but it's very smooth. It's very good. On the manual, it is a super, super, super smooth manual action. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, man, as far as satisfaction in opening and closing, the manual has it all over the automatic. The auto's good, but this is good for an auto. This is superb for a manual. So, yeah, as far as that goes, kind of caveating to that, there's that noise. I always talk about the noise on the Socom Elite. It just has, on the manual, that is just, here, I'm going to try to put it next to my, hopefully this doesn't blow your speakers out. I'm going to put it next to the fancy camera that's off, or fancy, microphone that's off screen here. As compared to, this is still not a bad sound. Yeah, but it ain't. The auto sounds all right, but it doesn't sound like this. Obviously, blades pretty much the same. This one's Lmax. This one is M390. Microtechs again. It depends on what steel they're using at that time. It's kind of a wash on the steels, and I'm not really worried about that. And again, the coating I wanted in this one. Normally, a lot of you guys who watch this channel, I don't like coatings, but I love the way it looks on the Socoms. So I did want the coating on this one. Again, both about the same price. I guess the decision is kind of unsurprising, the conclusion, because I do rave about it and I've had it for a long time. I'm going to pick the manual. Not because there's anything wrong with the auto, it's just because I have other out the sides, like I said, from Microtech. I think for a big, Billy Badass automatic, I have a Stitch. So the Microtech Stitch, and I think it fills that role a little bit better than this does. Yeah, and I have like the ProTech Rock Eye. It's just like I have other really hard hitting out the side autos that are roughly in this kind of size and tactically sort of range that kind of also fill that hole. Or I think this I don't have much that fills this hole, just of being really this aluminum, crazy noise and amazing action stuff. So yeah, I think that's why. But I will say, if you are a person who works with gloves a lot and you're buying one of these for the first time, I would probably get the auto, because you have this nice big button. It's one hand operate, like the ultimate one hand operation is, with a big old button like that. or if you're in a super kind of tactically military law enforcement oriented situation, I would probably go with the auto over the manual. But for a normal human like me, I think I do prefer the manual, but not by as much as I expected, I will say. I kind of thought this might be a catch and release, but I do like it a lot more than I thought I would. It's pretty darn cool. So yeah, just depends on your situation. Again, identical blades, which is awesome, and get the Tanto. It looks cool. Just get the Tanto. They're awesome. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this little exploration through my mind. Sorry about that, and everybody have a good one.